Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's CruachanKeith here, and today we're going to be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's take a look. Okay, let me start by saying the title of the video is complete clickbait. Horizon Zero Dawn did not change my life, but I do have to say it's possibly one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Which is interesting because I avoided playing it for a while. I knew it was good, but modern games are just not really, gripping me anymore. They're not pulling me in. I'm losing interest. People are saying it's great. I'm like, yeah, but is it really that good? It was actually my girlfriend said to me I should really play it. She just kind of knows the games that I'm into, and she thought I really will like it. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm big into retro games. I do play a lot of modern games. I'm kind of stuck in the Xbox 360, PS3 world at the moment. Love my retro games, but having said that, I'm also playing through Fallout 4. And I played Skyrim and completed that recently, I guess. Well, that's an Xbox 360 era game in and of itself, but I've played on PS4. So I put on Horizon Zero Dawn and graphics were amazing, lots of storyline, and I'd say the first few hours I was like, I was ready to give up actually. I remember playing it with my girlfriend. She loves watching narratives in games, and she's happy to just kind of see the story develop. She played the game from start to finish before I got anywhere near, but she recommended me. I was playing it with her, and it was because she was there, I stuck with it. It's like, oh, I'm not really enjoying this. It's another one, and I was so close to giving up. I've given up on Fallout 4. It's bored me. And I got that with Horizon Zero Dawn. Definitely the story gripped me at the beginning. Before I go any further, I'm going to try and make this completely and utterly spoiler free, so please feel free to keep watching to the end. Yeah, so when I started, the story did kind of entice me. I was like, what's going on here? Why is there primitive humans on Earth living this way with robotic machines of like robot versions of horses, and right up to T-Rexes and dinosaurs and hyenas and crocodiles and terror birds, the kind of things that came after the dinosaurs? Like, what is going on here? It's a kind of an action role-playing vibe, which I didn't like. There was a lot to take in, to the point that in the last few hours of the game, I only discovered I can make kind of fire resistance potions. I just didn't want... I'm so into first-person shooters and just straightforward games that I don't really need to think. I can just enjoy the gameplay. That these type of games kind of piss me off when I have to learn a lot. Like, I do a lot of work, a lot of learning in the work that I do for a living. When I play a game, I want to switch off. I don't want to learn. I want to just completely play a video game. So that did annoy me a bit, to the point that I actually didn't really get stuck into the kind of the technical side of what you can do with the game. But as it progressed a little bit, I got more into it. But let's get back to the beginning. I was saying, it was really difficult. I found it very difficult and was ready to give up. The first few encounters with the creatures are really difficult. You're trying to find your way in the world, what's going on. You've got a piece of tech that you discover called a focus, and that gives you a lot of information about the world around you. And again, that seemed overwhelming at the beginning. That's part of the opening cutscenes, getting that focus, so don't worry, it's not a spoiler. As the game progressed and you start kind of just developing or digging up the history of what's happened to Earth, then you're gripped. Like, the storyline grips you. It is so well written. You want to know what happened. You want to see, how did the world end up like this? What the hell? Because you do discover kind of the remains of cars, like vehicles from our time, just rusted husks. And I remember the first time I seen a tank. It's kind of a futuristic tank. I just seen it in the landscape. There's no mention of anything to do with the story or how the story progresses. But I'm looking at this thing going, that looks like the rusted remains of a tank. But really, what? Other times I was thinking, I'm not going to say what I was thinking because it'll be a spoiler as well, but I was thinking the plotline's going to go off on this tangent, but it went on a totally other tangent. As you play through it, you get more powerful. Of course, you level up. It is an action role-playing game, so you develop more skills, which help. Things like being able to put 3 arrows on your bow instead of 1. Some of the machine encounters were ridiculously difficult. Like, they were so difficult, frustratingly so. But as you stick with it and get better, I just became addicted to the game, to the storyline, to the combat. Towards the end, if you really are into it, you can pick up this power armor. Not much of a spoiler there. You learn about that very early on. And I think you see it in the trailers as well. But you can collect this power armor that almost makes you not invincible. I mean, if you just attack some creatures and do nothing, you will die. But it almost took the strategic element out of it, because sometimes you have to get from point A to B, and there's a load of creatures, and you need to get past them, and you have to work out a strategy of stealth versus combat versus taking out a lone watcher creature before he spots you. When you have the armor, you could just run in and pretty much destroy everything. There was a DLC in the version I got, the complete edition, called The Frozen Wilds, and it had a whole other storyline which was fantastic, and that storyline was linked to the main storyline in some ways. And one amazing part about this was, depending on where you are in the main quest, certain dialogues in the DLC will be different depending on, as I said, where you are, which was fascinating. You need to play it to actually see that. And then at the end of the climax, again, depending on where you play that Frozen Wilds DLC, it slightly doesn't affect the end in any way, but there's a little bit of a kind of intertwined thread, which I thought was phenomenal. The writing in this game is amazing. When you discover what's going on, the kind of payoff, it's incredible. Like, there was times when I was emotional playing the bloody game, and that doesn't happen very often in a video game for me personally, but I was just overwhelmed. Even now I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about some of the reveals in the game. At one point you meet up with a secondary character called Silence, and he's a key part in the game, and he's the kind of big Hollywood actor name. He's played by Lance Reddick. He's in like The Wire and John Wick and stuff like that, but he's a brilliant, just the kind of, I mean, all the voice acting in it is phenomenal, and the kind of motion capture, the cutscenes are incredible. Oh wow, it's so good. Like, it really is. By the end of it, as I was playing through it, I was thinking, this is bloody good. It's one of those few games that I've played where I can't wait to get back into that world and escape COVID-19 world. By the end, I was just convinced this is up there with one of the best games I've ever played. For me, Oblivion is still the best game I've ever played. There's a few others around there, like retro games and modern games, but this has to be in my top 10, if not possibly the second best game I have ever played. The ending, the way it wrapped up a lot of stuff, was just fantastic. I do have one question. I'm going to probably put it in the comments because it's kind of a spoiler-y type thing. Maybe not. No, I'm going to ask it here. Skip ahead. It's a small item. A lot of the machines are armed. They have weapons and guns. When you discover the storyline, there's no reason why they weren't built with machines, with machine guns and lasers and disc launchers. They just weren't built with them, and it explains that at the climax when you discover what's going on. So I want to know, did I completely miss an explanation of why these robots now have guns? They did say early on in the storyline that in the last 20 years they became hostile, but did they become hostile and also have guns magically attached? Did they go back to their cauldrons and get them built in? Did the new ones built in the cauldrons just have guns built in? I don't know. Maybe I missed something. I googled it, couldn't find it. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Of course it didn't change my life, but my God, it is one of the best games I've ever played. My jaw is still on the floor. And to think, and I flew through about 70 hours, 80 hours into this game, and wow, like with playing Skyrim, building up hours like that, you're doing a lot of in Skyrim you're just walking around and wasting time almost. In Horizon Zero Dawn, wow, those hours flew in. They really, really flew in. I couldn't believe it. So that's my little, oh my God, I love this game little video. I hope you can see in some of the footage that I've showed just how good it is. And if you haven't played it, oh my God, I can't recommend it highly enough. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. If you like that video and if you like what I do on the channel, please leave a like and please subscribe because it helps very much. Thank you.